Everything you knew is gone. No name, no memories, no past, only silence. Then, a heartbeat. Not in a hospital, not in a home, inside something impossibly small, suspended above still water, waiting. Thousands surround you, each one carrying a life, each hoping for the same impossible future. Then the shell cracks. You don't know what you are. Only one instinct remains: escape. Because this world isn't waiting for you to live. It's waiting for you to become someone else's first meal. But what you're becoming isn't ordinary. Your ancestors ruled the skies over 300 million years ago, before dinosaurs took their first step. A predator so perfect that evolution barely touched it. Today, that life is yours. You've been reborn as a dragonfly. The first thing you feel isn't air, it's water. Gravity pulls you beneath the surface. The sky vanishes. Light bends strangely. Mud hides secrets in every step. You expected wings. Instead, you've been given a monster's body. No color, no grace. Just 6 crawling legs, thick armor, and a face built for hunting. This is the dragonfly's forgotten beginning. A stage almost no one ever sees. And it will be the longest chapter of your life. While humans only notice you dancing through summer skies, you'll spend months, sometimes years, living beneath the surface, waiting, growing, changing. This pond isn't peaceful, it's silent, but never safe. Everything hides, everything waits. Fish patrol above, beetles creep through the plants, larger larvae stalk the dark. Even your own kind might decide your food. No parents, no family, only you. But something extraordinary is growing inside you. A folded jaw hidden beneath your face, harmless looking until it strikes, exploding forward faster than a blink, hooks locking onto prey with no warning and no second chance. Mosquito larvae, tadpoles, small fish that wandered too close. All of it becomes food. Long before you earn your wings, you're already one of nature's most efficient killers. Almost no one knows this side of you exists. People admire the flight, but the deadliest chapter of your life happens where no one is looking. Hidden, motionless, waiting minutes, hours, sometimes longer. You don't chase, you calculate. Then, strike. Gone. Every hunt makes you stronger. Too strong for your own armor. Again and again you split it open, molting into something larger, closer to what you're destined to become. But destiny has a price. Above the water waits a world of wind, light, and impossible freedom. Soon an instinct older than civilization will call you upward. You won't know why. You'll simply climb toward a life that lasts a fraction as long, yet changes everything. One day, something feels different. The water that once protected you now feels too small. An ancient instinct awakens. It doesn't ask permission. It commands, climb. For the first time, you leave the only world you've known. You crawl up a plant stem. The water slips away. The air feels strangely heavy. You stop. Everything goes still. Then your back splits open. Not from injury, but transformation. The shell that held you for months, sometimes years, can no longer contain what you've become. Your head pushes out, then your legs, then a fragile body that barely resembles the predator hidden beneath the water. Finally, 2 crumpled wings unfold behind you. Too delicate to survive, yet about to conquer the sky. For hours you stay still as your wings fill with fluid, each vein expanding like a tiny river. The morning sun hardens them, strengthening them by the second. Then you release your grip and fall. Only you never hit the ground. You fly. The world doesn't just look different. It becomes something humans could never imagine. You don't have two eyes. You have thousands. Each side of your head holds a compound eye made of nearly 30,000 lenses, wrapping almost entirely around your head. There's nowhere to hide. Without turning, you see almost 360 degrees. Sky, water, trees, danger from every side all at once. But your greatest gift isn't how much you see, it's how fast. Humans process roughly 60 images per second. For you, that same second stretches into nearly 200 moments. Time slows down. A fly taking off doesn't blur. You watch every wing beat, every twitch, every desperate escape attempt. What looks too fast to see for humans is simply ordinary to you. You even see colors humans can't. Ultraviolet patterns glowing on flowers, water, and the wings of other dragonflies. It isn't just a brighter world. It's an entirely different reality. Vision alone doesn't make you deadly. Your body was engineered over 300 million years, every part built for one purpose: hunt. Unlike most flying insects, your four wings move independently, each with its own muscles like four separate engines. You don't just flap, you control. One wing twists, another slows, others accelerate. The result is flight that seems impossible. Hovering, sliding sideways, rocketing forward, stopping midair, even flying backward. Tiny dark patches near your wingtips prevent destructive vibrations at high speed. Evolution solving a problem millions of years before airplanes existed. Thin veins create microscopic ridges, making your wings light yet incredibly strong. Every maneuver has already been perfected by nature. Here's the greatest mystery. How do you catch prey that's constantly trying to escape? Most predators simply chase, react, then follow. But your brain does something extraordinary. You don't hunt where your prey is. You hunt where it will be. The instant a mosquito changes direction, your brain has already calculated its future path. Your wings adjust. Your body turns. You're not following your target, you're intercepting it, like an arrow meeting another arrow in midair. Scientists compare this to the prediction systems in modern guided missiles. Except you mastered it hundreds of millions of years ago inside a brain smaller than a grain of rice. The hunt is about to begin. Not underwater anymore, but high above it, against enemies that fly, turn, dive, and vanish in an instant. Yet almost none of them will escape you. The sky is full of life. Flies, mosquitoes, gnats, bees, moths, each one trying to survive another day, just like you once did beneath the water. But today, you're no longer hiding. You're the hunter. A mosquito lifts off from the pond's edge. It has no idea you've already seen it, not because it's close, but because movement is impossible to hide from your eyes. You close the distance. Your wings barely make a sound. You wait for the exact moment. Then everything happens at once. You explode forward. The mosquito changes direction, a desperate attempt to survive. Most predators would now chase. You don't. Your brain had already predicted where it was going. You meet it there. Your legs snap shut like a cage. Your jaws begin before either of you touches the ground. The hunt lasted less than a second. For you, it felt almost slow. Humans fear sharks, admire wolves, call lions kings of predators. But the numbers tell a different story. Lions succeed in only a fraction of their hunts. Great white sharks fail almost as often as they succeed. Birds that master the skies rarely catch more than 1 in 4 targets. You almost never miss. Scientists measure your hunting success at around 95%. Out of 100 insects you chase, only about 5 escape. No other aerial predator comes close. The secret isn't speed alone, or vision alone, or flight alone. It's the perfect connection between all three. Your eyes detect movement instantly. Your brain predicts the future. Your lungs obey without hesitation. No wasted motion, no doubt. Only precision. Your story began hundreds of millions of years ago. Before birds, before mammals, before the first dinosaur opened its eyes. Your ancestors were already flying, though they looked nothing like you. Some stretched nearly 70 centimeters across, massive hunters casting shadows like hawks, but shaped like dragonflies. Then the world changed. Oxygen levels dropped. New competitors like birds and small flying dinosaurs appeared. Evolution didn't make your family bigger. It made them better, smaller, lighter, faster, deadlier. Today, your tiny body carries the legacy of a dynasty older than almost any animal humans recognize. You are living history, a design so successful it has barely changed in 300 million years. Most humans think your world ends at a quiet pond. They're wrong. Some dragonflies cross entire oceans, riding favorable winds for thousands of miles. No heavier than a paperclip, yet capable of journeys longer than many human road trips. You drift on warm air currents, gliding to save energy, trusting invisible rivers in the sky. But even perfection can't escape one truth. Every hunter eventually becomes prey. And for the first time since leaving the water, the sky begins to feel dangerous. For the first time, you're no longer the only hunter in the sky. A shadow passes overhead, a swallow, one of many birds that have learned your graceful flight also makes you an excellent meal. Your wings react before fear does. You dive, you escape, this time. But danger comes from every direction. Frogs wait beneath the reeds. Spiders stretch invisible webs across your path. Lizards strike from warm rocks. Fish laugh from below. Even other dragonflies attack if you invade their territory. The world that once belonged to you has become a battlefield. And there's a threat you can't even see. The pond where you were born begins to disappear. The water polluted, wetlands drained. The insects you once hunted growing fewer each season, not because of nature, because of humans. You survived underwater predators, mastered the skies, became one of Earth's greatest hunters. Yet your greatest enemy never needed claws or wings. Despite every danger, one instinct now grows stronger than hunger. Find another dragonfly. Across the shimmering water, you see one, wings flashing in the sun, colors and movements meant only for your kind. You chase, not to kill, but to begin another life. The male clasps the female behind her head. Together, your bodies form one of nature's most remarkable shapes, a perfect heart floating in the air. For a few moments, survival's endless struggle disappears. Only the future matters. Soon after, hundreds of eggs are placed in or near the water, each one carrying a possibility, each beginning the same journey you once began. Most will never hatch. Many that do will never leave the water. Only a handful will ever spread their wings beneath the summer sun. But life has never promised certainty, only another chance. Your wings no longer beat with the same effortless rhythm. Tiny tears appear along their edges. Each flight costs more energy. The speed that once made you unstoppable begins to fade. Reaction slower, turns wider, flights shorter. You rest more often, watching sunlight dance across the water where your life began. The pond is quiet, the same reeds, the same breeze, the same reflections. Everything feels familiar. Except you. You've grown old, not in human years, but in dragonfly time. Your life in the sky has lasted only a few weeks, perhaps a few months if fortune smiled. Yet beneath this water, you once spent years preparing for it. Almost your entire existence was leading to these final flights. One evening, the wind grows cooler, the light softens, the insects grow fewer. You lift into the air one last time. No prey, no rivals, no destination, only flight. The pond where you first opened your eyes drifts beneath you. The branch where you emerged from your old skin. The sky that turned you from a hidden nymph and to a living legend. Your wings beat slower, then slower still, until they stop. The sky releases you, and the earth welcomes you home. Silence returns, exactly as it did before your first heartbeat. You spent years hidden beneath the water, only to spend weeks ruling the sky. That may seem unfair, but maybe life was never measured by how long you lived, only by what you became. For over 300 million years, your kind has survived mass extinctions, changing climates, and the rise and fall of giants. Not because you were the biggest, but because you were among the most perfectly designed hunters evolution ever created. Perhaps there's something we can learn from that. We spend so much of our lives preparing, waiting, becoming, forgetting that the moments we prepare for are often the shortest. The dragonfly never mourns its years beneath the water, because without them, it would never have known the sky. If you were given another life, what would you choose to become?